All right. So a lot of fuck shit has been happening. So Trump just started a war, right? Supposedly not a war, but I don't think the rest of the world feels the same, right? I personally believe that it was a bombing that shouldn't happen. He sold out. He sold out to the Israelis. What else more can they say? Nick Fuentes, if anybody knows who he is, big proponent on Twitter about this. He called it. He called it. Everyone on Twitter is really divided right now, as I feel like everyone in the world is divided right now. Who knows what the fuck's gonna happen? It could be they either settle their shit, but we all know that that's not gonna happen. Iran ain't gonna settle their shit. They're pissed off. China's pissed off. Russia's pissed off. Everybody in the whole world is pissed off right now, especially even us right here in America. That once again the Israelis dragged us into a fucking war that has no business with us, you know. And it's like their excuse is their excuse is that they had nuclear weapons, and it's like okay, North Korea, China, and Russia all have nuclear weapons, so what the fuck, you know what I mean? Even the Saudi Arabian prince was like, it's pointless to have a nuclear weapon because it's like you can't use it, you know what I mean? But whatever. We're gonna go through today and see all the nonsense that's happening on Twitter right now because there's a lot of nonsense. All right, let's get started. First, Terrence K. Williams. This guy right here is a fucking what's it called? A wannabe Cat Williams right here. Let's see. We'll pop him up right now. Fucking guy. That guy reminds me of a total house N word. You know what I mean? I know a lot of Mexicans like this too, where it's like they put down their own people as long as they keep getting fed. Total house N word type shit right here. I like to call them house beaners too, because it's like any construction site or fucking restaurant that you ever work at. If you start off, these fuckers try to sun you. You know what I mean? And it's like, motherfucker, dude, we're on the same team, and it's not like you're trying to go against the place that you're working with, but it's always these motherfuckers that want to bring you down so they can kiss ass to the fucking boss, bro. And they'll sell everybody else out just so they can get, all the perks and shit, While the boss doesn't give a shit, dude, as long as he's making money, he doesn't really give a fuck who he's going to. So it's like, yeah, dude, you crack the whip on your own people. You know what I mean? Crack the whip on your own fucking people, and I'll benefit you a little more. And here's the funny part, where they only make like a fucking dollar more, like not that even big of a difference. You'd think that it was like $10 more or whatever, right? Okay, maybe it's still not acceptable, but it's like I get it, maybe. But for a fucking dollar, you're cracking the whip on everybody, so you can kiss ass to the fucking dude who's exploiting you. Yeah, that shit's hilarious to me. I've never liked that. House N words and house beaners, dude. Fuck those type of people. All right. Anyways, let's see if we can find something that this cock said. What the fuck is that, Ellen? What the fuck? Ellen DeGeneres wanted everyone to know that she's been feeling and looking better ever since she left America. That's hilarious, dude. Holy crap, she aged a fuck ton. Probably all that pedo shit. Finally getting to her, she's thinking, when's the day? When's the day? Am I tweaking out, feeling like a paranoid tweaker? Let's see. Let's see. What more does this guy have? There's one video that really pissed me off about this guy. I can't. His shit's too. Alright, fuck this guy. There's too much bullshit on this guy. There's one video where he was just really, really copycatting fucking Cat Williams. And it's like Terrence K. Williams, dude. Come on. That's hilarious. Wannabe as Cat Williams, bro. Said even said the words boo boo just exactly like Cat Williams. Like, dude, get your own fucking shtick, bro. But, in the day of social media, everybody's always trying to fucking copycat each other, you know? It's that whole thing in business where it's like, if it works, copy it. If it works. It's like, I get it, dude, but like, have your own fucking personality. Stop being a fucking copycat of everybody, dude. No, no respect. No respect to this guy, dude. Fuck that guy. Father and his daughter survived Iranian missiles today. We're gonna stop scrolling through my feed. We're just gonna go through what I posted. This guy said MAGA is officially dead as a movement. When a president wears MAGA hat while conspiring to take America to war after promising that as a leader of MAGA, he would pursue peace, MAGA stands for nothing. If you're MAGA, then you must dissociate yourself from the president and everyone who stands with him. They are not MAGA. They are Israel first, and that's most dangerous ideology facing America today. Rip MAGA. We hardly knew ye. So, I'm pro America, and I'm Mexican. I was born in Mexico. I'm an immigrant, legal immigrant now. I'm a citizen. I'm a U.S. citizen. I am pro America. I've always loved America. You know, um, they brought me here when I was younger. I didn't really get to know Mexico up until recently, but they both have their defects. And at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of beautiful places in Mexico I haven't visited. Yeah, sure, it's narco ran, but America's fucking gangster ran too. So it's the same bullshit. Um, I feel like I would still live in America. Not only because the U.S. dollar is strong. I just like the thought process, the mental. Like you can be free thinking over here. To a certain extent because they try to propagandize you with everything from the news and social media and all this shit. But at least they encourage, more free thinking. Now, if you don't want to free think, it's all on you, but you have the liberty to be stupid if you want, You have the liberty to be intelligent, but you also have the liberty to be a complete fucking retard. Um, in Mexico, I feel like that's not the case. If you're a free thinker, people shun you and be like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? There's a word they call it over here. It's creído, quien se cree, quien se cree. It means I guess I would translate it to like cocky. Like he's very cocky. But it's like just because you believe in yourself don't make you cocky. It just makes you confident. And that's a threat to a lot of Mexicans, is what I noticed. And it's not even Mexicans because I've noticed it with like black people and shit too. It's just more of a lower class thinking, like an insecurity type shit. Where it's like, oh, I'm the only one who can feel like I'm the shit and everybody else. That goes with the house N word and house beaners type shit. It's like these people are constantly bringing you down for having new ideas or just things that aren't with the way they align to them, And these people will actually beat you, And it's more of a ghetto thing, like I said. It's an insecure ghetto fucking thing. It's not necessarily a race thing, but you'll see it with the lower class. And who are lower class people? Usually Mexicans and black people. I mean, look at a lot of the Muslim people or Asians. It's not really a thing with them. Well, at least that I've seen. I used to live in Fresno, and that's a big old melting pot of fucking people. a lot of Middle Eastern people, a lot of Asians. Like I'm pretty sure there's way more Asians and Middle Eastern people than white people in Fresno. Same with black people and Mexicans. But it's like if you see the Asians and the Muslims, at least here in America, they're not they're not like the black people and Mexicans here in America. They're more like the white people. They assimilate better. I don't know why, but I mean we all have our things, you know what I mean? And as long as you're here in America, I feel like you should love America because it's like they have a point to a certain extent where it's like if you love your own country so fucking much, why don't you go back? You know, America does provide a place of stability and free ideas that other places just don't. You know, other places will literally fucking murder you for even thinking slightly different. You know, can't look at someone fucking sideways over here in TJ because they'll just fucking you know. Yeah. And it's sad, bro, because it's like we're supposed to be united, but we're the first people to fucking um, stab each other in the back. You know, there's a saying in Mexico, or there's a saying, yeah, in Mexico. I heard it all the fucking time in the restaurants that I was working with, and in construction when I used to work construction. It was a Mexican's worst enemy is another Mexican. And it's that same shit, dude. It's like we can't. It's like fucking crabs in a fish tank, you know, or lobsters. It's like you try to come out the fucking the tank that you're in, you know, the fucking cell that you're in, and it's like nope. They'll try to drag you down. It's like no, motherfucker, you're from the same place. We cannot see you upgrade as we don't upgrade. You know, that's it's an insecure little bitch type shit. It's a shit that I can't stand about my own race. Or just any race really in general. And like I said, it doesn't have to do with race. It has to do with ignorance and insecurity, and you know, it's usually predominantly in well my culture, my race, and the black race. Um. Anyways, going back to the president, he sold us out. I firmly believe he sold us out for the interest of another nation, and I guess you can argue it is it's in everybody's interest. But here's the thing, like the only reason they don't want them to have nuclear weapons, not necessarily that they're a threat that they're going to use it. It's that now they have power in the negotiating table. You know, it's because like you can't use nuclear weapons, like the Saudi Arabian prince said. You can't use nuclear weapons. But it helps you negotiate. You know, it's like oh, the chance that we could. I mean, you are not, but the fact that we could gives us a seat at the table to talk. You know, it's like with a bunch of like I guess like bullies if you want to say like with bullies in high school. It's like if you're a scrawny little motherfucker and then you got this big old dude, the big old dude's obviously gonna do whatever the fuck he wants because you know literally cannot physically stop him. As to where like the scrawny little guy is like, oh you can say whatever you want. Oh that's not right and that's not fair. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. It might not be right and it might not be fair, but as long as you don't have any force to defend your positions, your opinion doesn't matter. For real. That's just the way it works. Um, force ultimately rules. It's just the physicality of the world. It's literally physics. I mean, you can blame God for it if you want, but it just is what it is, man. You know what I mean? It's just the way this fucking world works. You can either cry about it or do something about it. You know, get your arms up. This goes back to like another thing where it's like this is why us as citizens have to have um, arms because it's like at the end of the day, dude, if a corrupt government wants to enslave us or just any other fucking enemy outside, if we don't have a way to protect ourselves, they're gonna have their way with us. It doesn't fucking matter. You know, like no one wants to kill people. I firmly believe maybe besides like fucking psychological or as psychotic fucking animals, right? Want to actually kill people. I don't think the general population wants to actually murder someone. Like I don't. Would I? Depends the situation. It's not like I'm fucking naive and unaware of the reality that there's fucking people out there trying to murder us. You know. Anyways, yeah, this whole Israel first thing is it's crazy. I can't believe that guy actually managed to drag us into a war that he started. Um, we'll dive deeper into this. Oh look, we got Tate skis. Tate skis. All right. Let's see. Okay, this is a good one right here. I have to 1000% agree with whatever this guy says. And it's funny because of the guy interviewing him seems so shocked, like it's out of his realm. And that's most people in the general populace. Like you've been taught that murder is wrong. And I believe that, but it's right, dude. The only way you can have real change is like I said earlier, is through sheer force. You can't vote when these shits are rigged. You know, people get paid off, and your vote doesn't even really fucking matter unless it's local because the whole we're not a democracy. We're actually uh, a republic. That means we get represented. So it's like your vote is just kind of like a what's it called? Like an opinion for the person who actually matters, which is the electoral college, right? So it's like you could vote and try to sway the dude, but ultimately the person who's voting in the electoral college is the one whose vote actually matters. Yours doesn't, unless it's local, like I said, or like choosing the other people. But like for the electoral college, no, doesn't really matter. Um, but yeah, if you want real change, like a whole systematic change, it's definitely through a revolution. Because if you work through the system stays the same, and that shit's bought and paid off for, you know. So when you don't have money to influence people's ideas, it becomes not fair. It's not as fair as you think. Like I feel like this whole physicality force thing, it's a good thing too. When you try to play by the rules, sometimes the rules are made against most people. You know, the people who are making the rules aren't making them to benefit you. It's like we're playing a whole giant game of Monopoly, but the rules were stacked against us from the beginning. It's like we didn't have a choice to play Monopoly or not. We were just kind of put into this fucking world. Oh, these are the rules? What the fuck? Who came up with these rules? Oh, these people? Okay, why would they set up these rules to benefit us when, humans are naturally fucking selfish? Just naturally. You kind of got to beat that shit out of them. Like, yo, what the fuck? We are out here too. We're out here. We have a right to live too, and it's just a force of selfish versus non-selfish people. There's some people out there who genuinely want to help because they have empathy because they struggled. Like me, I feel like I'm one of those. Because I struggled, I don't want to see other people struggle because that shit sucks. But then there are those people who just don't give a shit as long as they're happy, you know, as long as they have everything. And I feel like those people are usually the ones who don't have a moral system that will just sell everybody out for their own sake. It's usually those people high in power who are like that, selfish cocksuckers who know how to manipulate people, say the right things, make you feel a certain way. And most people base their actions on how they feel, their feelings. These type of people don't have feelings. The only feelings that they have that they actually care about are their own consumption, greed, whatever, black hole type. type people, and then there are people like who feel empathy. And so these cocksuckers over here who don't feel shit manipulate these genuinely good people through their emotions because they have empathy. They manipulate their empathetic state so they can get the trust from these people, and then they fuck them over, you know, silently, blindly. Most of these people don't even realize they're getting fucked. These people are cunning, conniving snakes, if you will, the devil personified. And then these people, the unaware, the ones that don't actually like think but think with their emotions. This guy over here says the nice, beautiful words, takes over for influences the brains of these guys because though they don't think, they just think with their emotions. If you can call that thinking, they just react. These people gain power, and with power comes corruption. That happens all the time. Look throughout history, all the fucking time. Anyways, this guy's basically saying the same shit. Here's the funny part that I think it's hilarious with a lot of these like ignorant people who think they know it all is why the fuck would you expect someone else to help you? Why the fuck would you expect the people already in power to lessen their power to give it to you? It has no benefit to them. Why the fuck would you expect that? That's like the most retarded shit ever. Like sometimes I want to blame these people, but I also want to blame like the ignorant too for just being so naive. You know, I think it's blame on both sides. These are cocksuckers, and you're also cocksuckers for being ignorant. And that goes on with the Middle East, right? All the time, violence because it's just a constant battle of ideas, and it's really that's violence. Violence at the end of the day is the shit that gets shit done. Sheer force and will. And here's the thing: I would like to say that the thing I do love about the United States is the fact that we argue ideas instead of fighting. Instead of arguing with fists, we argue with ideas to see which one actually does benefit. But like I said, there's all these cocksuckers who get in the middle of it and ruin it. The idea that we can argue, and it's good to argue, this divisive shit where we can all talk shit freely is a good thing. But like I said, there come these cocksuckers right here who know how to manipulate people, say the right things. They don't actually believe the shit that they believe. They just say the right things so they can get the power to, inf- uh, uh, gain more power and influence for themselves. What's funny with the whole immigration thing? It's like he was trying to kick everybody out until all those riots started. And then he was like, oh, okay, okay, okay. Maybe we shouldn't kick out the farmers and the hotel workers. Because I guess the riots did work. And on my other video, I was saying, hey, it's making us look bad. But yeah, it did make us look bad, but it worked. So the fuck you gotta say? And I always think of it like this: it's like obviously the people who are not benefiting, it's like we're gonna fight for our right to like stay and survive. And once we get it their way, it's like a little kid throwing his tantrum, right? Like when he takes your like toy, but you take it back, and then he gets mad at you for taking back what was like rightfully yours, right? It kind of reminds me of the same shit. It's just like people are mad because we're finally standing up to their bullshit. You know, as a citizen, some people are going to say this is the most un-American thing. I don't vote because of the same thing. I don't believe in this system, and I'm not going to be part of it. And I remember some guy told me, you're a fucking disgrace or some shit like that. And he was super pissed that I didn't vote. And I'm like, and you're a fucking retard if you do vote. Yeah, but he was on the other side, you know? He was benefiting. I didn't benefit at the time from anything. Uh, George Floyd, the immigration thing. Bro, we're gonna disagree on that. What an idiot. Trump just declared World War III, and we're all just in our room gooning. If that's you. If you're gooning, well, hopefully nothing bad happens to you. Hopefully you can keep gooning on. Me, I'm gonna try to prepare. Get the fuck away from all this disaster somehow, somewhere. Oh yeah. Anyone who doesn't get this right here, they're saying that the reason Trump right here, right? This is Trump, Melania, Epstein, and what's her name? Fuck, I forgot her name. Uh, Epstein's bitch. Let's just call it that. They're saying that it's undeniable now what Elon Musk said a couple weeks ago, that the reason Trump, what was it? I don't know, that Trump was in the Epstein files, and so they're blackmailing him to do a bunch of shit. You know, when he was mad that none of his Doge things went through. So they're saying that, yeah, that he's in the Epstein files, and that Epstein was working for Israeli, intelligence, and so the Israelis were using Epstein to, be friends with all these politicians and celebrities and have them do all that fucking fucked up shit with minors so you can tape them and have blackmail over them. And so, because this whole thing that Netanyahu, whatever the fuck his name is, Benjamin Netanyahu, can't pronounce it, the Israeli prime minister, the reason he was able to convince Trump to go to war was because he had some type of blackmail on him that he got from Epstein. So that's the conspiracy, which I wouldn't doubt at this point. Like how the fuck does this guy always seem to have power over all US presidents? Crazy. Boomers will be remembered as the most evil generation ever to live. Nick Fuentes legit predicted the future and did not vote for Trump because of it. Everyone turned on him for it. Everyone is now silent. It's not about the right and left. There are Americans and then there are Jews that support this. And Nick Fuentes goes off. Like, I don't think it's all Jews. I have a lot of Jewish friends. I like Jews. It's the Israeli government. You know, it's like the Americans. You can't blame all Americans for what the government does. Just like you can't blame all Jews for what the Israelis do. Like you can't blame all Mexicans for what the fucking cartels do. Cartels don't represent Mexico. All right, let's listen to this guy though. False flags. So I'm just gonna say I didn't necessarily fall for it. It was my own uh ignorance that I wished for Trump to win because I didn't vote, right? because it's all bullshit. I feel like everyone gets sold out, just like what happened here. I just wished for the best. I hope Trump was different. We all got duped. It's funny because I was thinking if Kamala got voted, she would be the one to start wars over here in the Middle East. She'd be more of a sellout. She probably would have, to be honest. Probably been more of a sellout. It would have been a lot easier. But yeah, see the thing with the Democrats is I feel like they sell themselves, right, as to like the Republicans just like starting a bunch of wars to benefit themselves, right? They profit off the pain and shit, and use the what's it called fear and stuff as their tactics. As to where the Democrats just use niceness, oh everything's okay, everything's as they're selling, everyone out. I mean, they both sell us out. They're just tactics are different. One's nice, and then one's just fear and pain and destruction. Either way, they're both succubuses.